Hey guys, as I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, due to it being such an important moment, the Ajax banner is this weekend. It's in a couple days. As you can see, it's almost Thursday. It'll be Thursday in a couple hours from me filming this video. Probably will go out a little bit after. So I just want to go over, should you summon on the Ajax Ardia banner? First of all, before I get into my opinion and future banners in the future that you should either save or, ignore, depending on whatever you feel like doing, this banner is really good. This is one of the best ancient banners we've ever had, purely because Ardia. Ardia just straight up is the best fighter in the game. I don't think it's close. She's not the most versatile because she can't hit air at all, but she does the most damage out of any hero in the game, or at least close to it. Has insane range, has really good synergy with Northerners and Chaotix, and she's just amazing. Like, if I had her with my Elder, I would be like top 100 in most content. That's how strong she is. Like, Arena, she deletes. In like Infernal Codex where you could use her, she deletes. She's one of the best Guild units in the game. She is so amazing, and just off of that, this banner is worth summoning for, no matter who you are. The only thing I would say that would let you kind of want to save instead of pulling on this banner is what we have in the future, which is kind of crazy, which I will get to in a second. But first, let me just kind of go over why Ardia is so good, and then I'm going to talk about Ajax, and then I'll get into that in a second. So Ardia, dual faction, fairly decent factions. Northerner is a little odd, but if you have Elder, it doesn't really matter that much. She's really, really strong. So she's a chaotic unit. She likes to lower her HP a lot, which then makes her stronger. She, when performing a basic attack, has a 25% chance that the hero will throw forward a circular blade. Instead, while restoring 10 rage, the blade returns upon reaching the maximum distance of the basic attack. Enemies take 240% damage when hit by her blades for the first time. The hero will not perform basic attack until it is retrieved. So it's like a alternate attack that does a lot of damage. She does up to 7 enemy targets on her basic, which is a lot of enemies on a freaking basic attack. She has a very cheap ult that lasts for 15 seconds, enters a frenzy state, attack is increased by 30%, 15% of current HP is deducted every second, throws 2 blades every time her talent effect is triggered. Like, look at this. That each hit of those around where I am in the game a bit later on will do 200,000 damage each or more. It's ridiculous. And then when the HP decreases, her talent's trigger chance, which is essentially the different attack, can increases, and it can go up to 30% when she reaches 30% HP or less. Additionally, every time she retrieves the released circular blade, her attack speed is increased by 50 for 5 seconds. Effect can be stacked up to 2 times. And then other passive is when the hero deals damage to the same enemy 2 times within 3 seconds with her circular blades, she immediately deals 40% extra damage than 1 time and inflicts bleed. Very, very strong. Reduced cost in arena, sorry, not extra damage. And she also has the highest attack in the game at 8,000 base attack. That's criminal. That should not be allowed to be that high. So it's very, very easy where if you build her with full attack, you can get her up to like close to 30k attack pretty easily. And it's ridiculous. She's incredibly strong. Reviews are not very consistent, but she's amazing in pretty much everything. And she is the best, if not one of the best arena champs. She's used in a lot of areas. Not used here because Praetus teams are fairly meta. As you can see, Ardia in AoE and single target. Ardia in AoE and single target. You know, if you go down, that's most of what you're going to see. She's the best, or maybe not the best services, but she's one of the best heroes in Conqueror Codex. She's probably the best fighter in Guild, although she was kind of hard to use. And she's just amazing. Just off of her alone, she's worth summoning for. But then we get to Ajax. And now Ajax also is very, very worth summoning for, because of how good he is in a lot of areas. So he's amazing for Gear Raid 1, Gear Raid 4, guild v guild. He's really good as just someone for faction trials. He's really good in a lot of areas, especially like Void Rift as well. The main things he has going for him, I'm not going to read over the kit because you know who Ajax is. He gets extra range here, so his range actually expands a lot out, so then he has very long range. He's unnamed unit. We have one more unnamed unit coming, but as of now he's the only one. And unnamed units are great. You could give him to any lord bonus. I would say like the best are stuff like Morrigan or you know stuff like that, but he can have any lord bonus. And also he's actually getting a buff soon, where essentially the way it works is when you give, at least the way I read it, is when you give him to a lord bonus. So essentially imagine you had a team that had like Morgan in it. Here, let me show you guys an example. So if I go to a random gear raid, doesn't really matter. I'm just doing this to show the team. Imagine I put something like Morgan down, which is who I have. And then you can put Ajax in here. I don't have Ajax, just pretend that he's there. And then I'll put like Vierna there. Imagine for like gear raid 1 or something. Then if you put Ajax in here, it'll actually boost everyone else in that same kind of team's damage. Or it could also happen to everyone in your entire roster. I don't really know. It's hard to read. But it is a Forerunner thing in the Forerunner patch where he's going to be kind of like a mixed up Lord, which is really cool. So he's even more important after that. His A3 is going to be probably the best Guild v Guild A3 in the game. So if you care about Guild v Guild and you want to compete in very high levels, he is amazing. Amazing. Otherwise, he's just really solid, very versatile. His only downside is cost is absurd, but it's not that bad. So just off of these two, I would say summon on this banner. Very worth it. Unless, and that brings me to the caveat, unless you want Valderon. So the reason why I say that is because we have a Valderon banner coming very soon. Valderon and a different unnamed unit who we don't have yet, but is kind of in the files. He does have a name. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. It starts with a Y. I'll put it on the screen if I figure it out. But he's going to be a fighter, very strong unit. I will have a video on updated kind of heroes in the files that are coming eventually, including like 4 new ones in the future. So that'll be a cool leak video. That, and I also have to do an anniversary leak video, which I will get done as soon as I can. But yeah, so we got this coming, and if you don't want Valderon, you don't really care about the unnamed unit, summon on this banner. But otherwise, you could save for Valderon later. Personally, I think Ardea is better than Valderon in a lot of ways, especially if you have Gone. If you have Gone in Ardea, you don't need Valderon for anything at all. That's how good Ardea is. But if you just love Valderon, which I know a lot of people do, then definitely worth saving for that if you would like. Also, we have kind of sightings of a Praetus banner. Not sure if it'll be an ancient banner. It does seem to me like it'll be something with event currency, but that is coming eventually. And we also have that's kind of everything we know in the future. And yeah, it's kind of up to you. Do you want Ardea and Ajax, or do you want Valderon / new unnamed unit? It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Personally, I recommend Ardea and Ajax, but if you're close to Lord Pity, you don't really want Ajax, so it's kind of up to you. Anyways, I just figured I would present the two kind of arguments, a little bit of a overview on that. The normal 2x stuff is just if you're early on, summon on it, but if you're later on like me and you have most of the characters in the game, I would not pull on it. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, helps me out a ton. Stay tuned for some cool stuff in the future. And yeah, that's about it for me. Destined, signing out.